Let's get started with some maps to look at the ways that their data is organized. We will begin with this map of the Esri campus in Redlands, California. In this ArcMap document, in the table of contents, we see the list of layers for the map, including trees, roads, and sidewalks that are features of the campus. Let's look behind the scenes to learn what is going on and where the data is coming from. I'll click List by Source and hover over the Geodatabase to display the path to the data. I'll expand the Geodatabase and scroll down to some of the same layers that we saw earlier, such as trees and roads. This indicates that the map is organized by layers. Now that we know one way to view Geodatabase data, let's use another. I'll open the Catalog window and expand the Geodatabase. You're probably already familiar with feature classes, and here are a few. We have boulders as a point feature class, building footprints as polygon feature class, contours and fences are line feature classes. You could use this Geodatabase data to create maps for utilities, facilities management, or even floor plans to share with emergency responders. In this next map, you see infrastructure for the city of Fort Pierce in Florida. From the Catalog window, let's look at how they've organized their data in this Geodatabase. Here you see an icon that you may not know about. It represents a feature data set. When we look inside, we see feature classes that in this case have been organized thematically. Data like this can be used by hydrologists or highway engineers. So now you've seen a feature data set as another way of organizing data in your Geodatabase. Now let's look at the data behind this map of the Mount Baker area in northwest Washington State. You see the already familiar icon for a feature data set. In addition, there are several non-spatial tables that you can store in the Geodatabase. These tables store additional attributes that are not necessarily related to geography, but they're stored in the same Geodatabase as your feature classes. This is just another example of ways to organize your data in your Geodatabase in order to keep all of your data together. You will cover all of this information, feature classes, feature data sets, and non-spatial tables in this course. But there is even more to the Geodatabase than what you have seen so far. The Geodatabase can also store more advanced data types that are not covered, and I want to show them to you so you can begin to see even more advantages of the Geodatabase. When we expand the geologic map feature data set, notice the icons for feature linked annotation. They look like this with two arrows. Here is the icon for annotation. Feature linked annotation is stored as an annotation feature class in the Geodatabase along with its associated geographic data that gives you one way to manage text on your map. In this parcel map, we'll look at additional advantages of the Geodatabase. I'll expand tax parcels and notice that we have an icon that represents a relationship between a feature class and a non-spatial table. Here's the non-spatial table, and here is the feature class tax parcel. There's also an icon that represents topology. This tells you that some features share geometry, such as the shared boundary between two polygon land parcels. In summary, after you have learned the basics, you can transition to more advanced features of the Geodatabase.